Hi there, and welcome to Five Figure Photography. Today we're going to talk about a photography business plan. So if you're looking at starting your own photography business and you just are feeling overwhelmed with all the details and where to start, I'm going to break it down for you. There are 4 major things that you need to do in order to set up your photography business plan. Okay? Now this is not all inclusive. Obviously there are a bajillion moving parts, but these 4 steps will actually get you started. Okay? So for the very first step, you need to take a look at and assess your photography skills. What type of photography skills and training do you have? Did you actually have a degree in photography? Are you just learning? Have you ever done a paid photography shoot before? These types of things are what you're going to need to kind of look at to successfully and accurately gauge where your business is going to be positioned. Okay, so once you have an idea of what your photography skills are, then we're going to look at photography gear. What photography gear do you own? But not just that, what do you have access to? Okay, so do you have friends or family or neighbors that possibly have photography gear that you could borrow to do a photography shoot? So you don't necessarily need to own thousands and thousands of dollars worth of photography gear. If you have access to photography gear that you could potentially borrow, that can count as photography gear that you have access to. Those are business assets that you have. And there's also some really great resources out there for renting gear. One of my absolute favorites is lensrentals.com. Now, I'm not an affiliate for them or whatever. I am just a super happy, proud customer of theirs. I will never go anywhere else. So lensrentals.com allows you to rent photography gear. For instance, I have a wedding coming up in January for a really, really dear friend of mine. And I have my eye on this brand new camera that I just want to try. I just want to see what it can do. So I'm going to rent it. It's going to be $50 as opposed to $5,000 or whatever it would normally cost if I was going to go buy it. And I get it for 5 days, and they're just going to ship it right to my house. I'm going to use it, keep it nice and safe, put it back in all their padded shipping, and they actually print out your return label for you. I'm going to slap that on there and just drop it off. It's super easy, absolutely awesome. I love them. So go check them out. So that's photography skills, photography gear, and then the third, actually, they're all P's, which is kind of interesting. The third is a passion. What are you actually passionate about? Do you really love the idea of shooting weddings and kind of being around all of the chaos? They're definitely chaotic, just in case you're curious. Or does that kind of stress you out and you would really love just the more calm atmosphere of working with babies while they're sleeping and just kind of staying in your own house and in your own element? So think about, are you an introvert, extrovert? What type of photography really sounds interesting to you? Do you just love being outdoors and you would love to do nature photography or landscape photography? Or finding, we actually just went to this really cute resort in Deep Creek, Maryland called Blue Moon Rising, and it's all of these cabins. They're all tiny houses and they're all off-grid, so something like that could be really interesting for architecture and someone who loves being outside. So just think about what you love, what you are passionate about, and do that. Don't chase the money. Do something that you love, because then you'll be motivated to do the work to bring in the money. So the last one would be places. What places do you have access to that can act as your photography studio? Do you have somewhere in your house that has lots of natural, beautiful light next to big windows or a sliding glass door, that you could use that as your photography studio? So look for places that have beautiful light and an interesting background, or even a nice neutral background. I actually have I don't know where my phone is, but I have Google Maps open on my phone all the time, and as I'm driving around, I'll drop pins and add little descriptions. So I have like a local conservancy near our house that has a beautiful like kind of abandoned barn that I go and shoot at. There's a beautiful cornfield that I love to go and shoot at. A couple of really cute playgrounds. The carousel at our mall is lit up in beautiful holiday lights. So I'll go there. So kind of keep track of all those different places that could possibly be photography studios for you. You don't have to go and drop tens of thousands of dollars for an in-home studio. Kind of look at what access you have to different places around you. So with those 4 things, you actually have already decided what gear you already have access to, if there's anywhere that you need to go rent something else, what type of photography you're going to do, and where you're going to do it. So there you go. You have the basic ground for your photography business plan. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, go ahead and share, like, and subscribe below. And be sure to check us out at fivefigurephotography.com for more photography business tips.